Good morning, everybody.
The best students, the valedictorians, the straight A's.
Hey, Penty, good morning. Good morning, Devin. How are you? Happy Monday, or Tuesday. Today's not Monday anymore. Today is not Monday anymore. Today's Tuesday already. That's funny. Oh, man. That week flies by. There we go. Good morning, Deborah. How are ya? How's everybody doing? Fantastic. Welcome everybody. If this is your first time here on the live, my name is Dr. Jones. I have clinics that service all 50 states, and every day I just love what we do. It's so fun to help people that are struggling on their GLP1 meds and helping them finally achieve lasting weight loss. I coach thousands of patients, in case you guys don't know, on GLP1 meds. And so, one of the most common issues we run into is people who have just completely stalled. Their weight loss has completely stalled and they're struggling, and nobody's guiding them. Nobody is providing a solution at all when it comes to breaking the weight loss stall. And so that's the kind of stuff that we do every single day. So do me a favor and introduce yourself, especially if this is your first time here. But either way, introduce yourself. Let me know a little bit about your journey, what you're dealing with, how your journey's going so far. Are you on the GLP1s, and what kind of results are you getting? Are you currently stalled, or has there been a breaking point in what you're doing? Let me know in the comments. We're going to start there. Fantastic. All right, cool. We are live. Just had to get everything all set up here. Let's see. While you guys are doing that, do me a big favor. Smash that like button. Share this live out with anybody that you think would benefit from this topic. The thing that excites me the most is doing this every single day. So, how you can reach out to me, how you guys can get access to help. I would say Mounjaro, Mr. Whiskey, is significantly better than Wegovy. So Mounjaro, Zepbound, Tirzepatide over semaglutide, Wegovy, and Ozempic. This phone number right here, guys, the 229-441-3562 is the best way to reach out to me and my team. All you got to do is shoot us a text message with your name and your email. Let them know that you want to get set up for a free consultation. It's a pretty cool process. My team is here to help you guys get to know you, your struggles, what you've been working towards, what's been working, what's not been working. They're going to get to know you, and then they're going to make a recommendation. They're going to make a recommendation about involving like my coaching programs, what that looks like, what that entails, the peptides, all of the above. And if you guys are ready to do this, fantastic. We're ready to kick some ass. And if it's not the right time, it's not the right time. That's totally cool. If you are finding value in my free information, that is fantastic too as well. The other platforms that you should know about, first of all, let's talk about YouTube. So I'm posting 4 videos a week on YouTube. We talk about GLP-1 medications, we talk about peptides, and we talk about real science-backed strategies. All that's available on YouTube, where I just give you the complete protocols completely free. So go to YouTube right now, type in Dr. Jones DC so that you can find my YouTube platform. Follow, turn on the bell so that you guys get notified. These videos are freaking bangers where I just give you the protocols that you need. We just posted yesterday, by the way, highly requested video. I make videos that you guys request, just so you know. So yesterday we posted the solution to the weight loss stall. The thing that I talk about all the time on live. I finally broke it down, 10-minute video from A to Z, the entire thing. So that video is available on YouTube. And then the one before that was actually about fasting, which is pretty cool. A lot of you guys were asking me about how the fasting works. And so, and then if you like my TikToks, I do have, I put out 3 videos per day, each TikTok account. So you guys are watching me on TikTok. These are the 2 pages to follow, including the page that you're watching me on. Each page gets multiple videos, except this one. This is our live account. So, all right, let's get into the video. Let's get into the comments here. Stephanie says, appreciate all your videos and your coaching. Thank you so much. Forbes is on a GLP1. All right. Devin, 2 weeks into Saxenda for the first time. Too early for a stall, but I'd like to know the things that I need to do to avoid. But so far, so good. The number one cause of a weight loss stall on your GLP-1 medication is continuous calorie deficits. So the continual calorie deficit, essentially just starving yourself every single day, you're barely eating. And you guys know if you're barely eating. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to look at the amount of food that you're eating and say, okay, I was overeating before, but now I'm undereating. You don't need to count your calories to just look at the amount of food that you're eating. In fact, that's a great question. Let me ask you guys this question. Do you think you're undereating? Do you think you're getting enough calories? Do you think you're getting enough protein? Do you think you're getting enough nutrition? Let me know in the comments, is it A, is it B, which one? Because I think a lot of you guys already kind of have that framework and understanding that I'm probably not getting enough food. And so what's the detriment of that? What's the downstream impact of not getting enough calories, of not getting enough protein, of not getting enough micronutrients? Deborah was just talking to someone about wanting to start Sloop, but in short form. Yeah, so Sloop 332 is very powerful fat mobilizing agent. So Sloop 332, we like to stack it with our GLP-1s. Sloop 332 works on the mitochondria. It increases the amount of calories that you burn, and it helps to mobilize body fat. So Sloop 332 is freaking amazing. I'm a big fan of Sloop 332. Let's see. I started Wegovy 3 weeks ago and I've only lost 1.1 pounds. I'm tracking macros and calories and I work out. I feel disappointed. I've lost inches, but the scale is not moving. If you are losing inches and you are not losing weight, but you are losing inches, you are losing centimeters, you are losing size, that is a win. Do not beat yourself up. Stop beating yourself up. That is no reason to beat yourself up. You need to give yourself a pat on the back because you are building muscle mass and you're losing fat at the same time. If you actually are losing size, if you can tell when you get into your clothes that your clothes are fitting better, you're winning. You're not losing. Why are you beating yourself up about it? You have no reason to beat yourself up about that. That is a positive situation. So go celebrate that win, boo-boo. That's a good thing. Forbes. Is that my good friend Stephen Forbes? I'm actually on Ozempic, semaglutide. I started weighing 377. End of August, I am down to 350. That's fantastic. Kudos to you. Keep up the good work. I started on Wegovy 3 weeks ago, and I've only lost. Oh, we talked about that. We talked about that, lady. Hopefully you heed my word and you understand that you are doing great. Stephanie, tirzepatide 2.5 for the last month. Food chatter is down 80%. I love it. You don't want 100% of your food chatter gone, guys. You don't want 100% of your food chatter gone. 80% of your food chatter gone. I like that. I like that. Hey Perry, good morning. And the small things are really important. Love it, Stephanie. That is fantastic. I notice I don't consume enough calories. My weight loss stalls. However, constipation is real. So, fiber, magnesium citrate, increasing hydration, eating less processed foods. These are the first things that I think of for constipation. Sometimes under eating, Stephanie says, food is just not appealing, but I force healthy proteins and vegetables. So I'm okay with vegetables, but not if you're getting enough calories. If you're not getting enough calories, you might need to decrease the amount of vegetables that you're eating. You might need to decrease your dose. And that's a conversation that we need to have here. Your dose is probably too high. And nobody's talking to you about this. Nobody has said, hey, Mrs. Jones, what do you think about decreasing your dose? How many of you guys have actually had your doctor talk to you about decreasing your dose because you're actually talking about how difficult it is to eat enough food? Probably zero. Probably none of you. The only conversation you have is when to increase your dose, let alone decrease. That's almost non-existent. And I know this because, again, I'm coaching thousands of you guys every single day. So I get to, I get the pleasure of asking you guys, what's it like out there? I probably lost 9 pounds the first month. That is fantastic. Deborah, I'm at my goal weight. I'm lifting lots of weight. I cannot seem to lose the fat underneath my bra, in the back. Everywhere else looks great. Deborah, first of all, kudos to you for continuing to raise the bar. That is fantastic. I don't know, obviously, your details. I don't know how much weight you lost. But usually after a lot of weight loss, taking a break from more fat loss and focusing on muscle building for a month or two and then shifting back into fat loss usually solves the problems. I don't know your situation. If we were working together, we can do some blood work. We can take a deep dive. We can figure out what's going on. But that's just a general thought, a general process. Do you take peptides, mate? Yes, I do. Good morning, Fruity Girl. I recommend Sloop 332 AOD 9604. These are powerful fat mobilizing peptides that I think are underutilized. And I think they're very, very powerful tools. Yes, we prescribe. Guys, some of you guys are asking about the peptides that I'm talking about. Sloop 332, AOD 9604, the GLP1s, tirzepatide, semaglutide. We prescribe these peptides, just so you guys know. We offer these peptides, and we ship them straight to your doorstep. So we do service all 50 states. 200 micrograms of Sloop is a good starter dose, Hellcat. If you guys want to learn more about the peptides, if you guys want some coaching, some help, if you want to work with me, my coaches, if you need everything put together, if you're stuck in a stall, shoot us a text message right here, 229-441-3562. That is the best place to reach out to me and my team, 229-441-3562. And make sure you include your name and your email. They're going to set you up on a free consult. Bada bing, bada boom. This is the time of the year right now, guys. Turkey Day, Christmas is around the corner. And you don't want to catch yourself freaking January 1st, 10 pounds heavier saying, okay, I'm about to start right now. Like, that's not a good place to be. You want to get ahead of the curve because likely you're under eating. And so strategically, we can work together and I can help you use the following 6 weeks to your advantage, wouldn't you guys want to feel less guilty and fix your metabolism while eating more food over the next 6 weeks and not gain weight? Let me know in the comments if that sounds better than feeling guilty, gaining weight, and still not being able to enjoy the holidays because you feel freaking guilty. Like, that's the mentality that everybody fights with. They fight with themselves about this, but you can be strategic here because likely you're under eating anyways. Jose Manjaro lost 10 pounds. No new loss. Yeah, Jose. So, the standard approach, the standard thought process is increase the dose, increase the dose, increase the dose. You can do that. That'll yield more weight loss, but then you're just using medication to solve the problem. You're not utilizing lifestyle interventions. The most powerful lifestyle interventions, guys, intermittent fasting, strategic low-carb eating, therapeutic fasting. It goes intermittent fasting and then it goes therapeutic fasting. And then resistance training. And then, of course, your stress could be an issue. Your sleep could be an issue. Your hormones could be an issue. Inflammation could be an issue. There's a lot of things that could be an issue as well. The best way to figure out the prices, if you guys are curious about the coaching, the programs, the structure, again, just text us on this number right here, 229-441-3562. Yes, this is available in California. We do ship all 50 states, and we got you covered if you guys are in California. If you're outside of the country, you can join my coaching programs. We just can't prescribe outside the country. Is there any way to become not desensitized to GLP1s? Staying on lower doses, Leah. I think all life becomes desensitized to anything that it's exposed to in higher amounts over an extended period of time. Like, you can't stop that, but you can kind of prevent it because you're not on larger doses. So staying on lower doses is the only way. And then having a cycle mentality, taking breaks occasionally. These are the things that are just kind of common sense approaches too. And this is the general approach that we have. This is why we get such good results, because we cycle them and we keep people on the lowest dose strategy. Retta is meta. Christina, is Retta TrueTide working good for you? Good morning, Rachel. Hey, Carly. The time that I think cycling tirzepatide makes the most amount of sense is in the maintenance phase. I'm a big fan of microdosing maintenance. So we like to fix underlying metabolic health, and then we work towards microdosing maintenance. That's the strategy. In the actual protocol itself, you're probably going to need to stay on the medication consistently, but we try to stay on lowest doses possible. So, and the reason why our patients can stay on lower doses is because we're implementing strategic lifestyle changes, fasting, therapeutic fasting, weight training, low carb, keto, carnivore dietary approaches. I'm in my stage right now. I cycle my terzepatide. I'm playing around with 1 week a month, 2 weeks a month currently, trying to see which one I like both, or which approach I like better. Sleep is an issue for me. Brain wakes up between 1 to 2:30. I'm up at 4. I would love to get more than just 5 hours of sleep. Yeah. Probably inositol, myo-inositol is a good one to take in the evenings to help with that. Magnesium threonate before bed, glycine, phosphatidylserine. Those are some good sleep support supplements. I need to figure out how to half my 2.5 pins. I literally have like 15. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the butt when you have those freaking pins and how to do that. That's always tough. So how do you fix insulin resistance? That's a great question. So you think about like what insulin does, what promotes insulin. Blood sugar rises. Anything that raises blood sugar raises insulin. So fixing insulin resistance means reducing insulin. It means reducing inflammation. How do you reduce insulin? You reduce blood sugar. How do you reduce blood sugar? You stop eating carbohydrates. But if you stop eating carbs, you have to eat high fat. You have to replace your carbohydrates with fat. You have to keep your protein intake high. And then in my opinion, you need to do some therapeutic fasting. You need to do some therapeutic fasting and offset the fasting with larger meals. Now, the easiest way to reduce inflammation are the peptides, your diet and peptides. So the GLP1 itself is very anti-inflammatory, and then you can add low-dose naltrexone, BPC 157, and KPV. Those are strategic powerhouse supplements or peptides. Technically, low-dose naltrexone is a medication, but it's in this anti-aging space. It's very, very powerful. Yes, we do deliver into California. We deliver all 50 states, guys. Wegovy, Ozempic, semaglutide is definitely better than no GLP-1. It's better than no GLP-1 medication. It doesn't work as good as tirzepatide, unfortunately, but it's better than nothing. And so I always recommend getting your hands on something. Getting your hands on any sort of GLP-1 is better than no GLP-1 at all. Yes, if you go to our YouTube, Dr. Jones DC, there's some really good, we just posted a video about fasting. We just posted our weight loss stall video. Rubina, I'm on 2.5, but my food noise and cravings are just as bad before. Is it normal to not lose a thing on 2.5? It's completely different for everybody, Ruben. A lot of people are told to do nothing other than increase the dose. So they continue to increase their dose, and that's all they do. But there's a lot that can be done outside of this. Here, I'm going to try. If you guys are watching me on TikTok, I'm going to restart this TikTok live. I will be back. I'll see you guys in a second on TikTok live. I'm going to restart it. Let's see if that makes a difference. There we go. Good morning, everybody. What forms of GHK copper are there? There's injection and there's cream. I tend to like the injection better, but I do use the cream on my face. Any good leg exercise to help my knee grow? To help your knee grow? You mean like strengthen your knee joint? If you want to strengthen your knee joint, I would follow the knees over toes protocol. That's how you strengthen your knees. That's how you bulletproof your knees, I should say. Good morning from Phoenix, Arizona. How are ya? Can I withdraw 4 syringe from the 10 milligrams? You know, Bajorn, that is going to have to be your choice. Legally, I can't tell you that you can do that. I know a lot of people do that. So, you know, just be careful. But I can't tell you that's an okay thing to do. What do you do about fatigue from tirzepatide? Only happens on shot day and the day after. Calories and protein are high, electrolytes and resistance training. I try switching up the time of the day that you inject, see if that helps. If you're taking it in the morning, try before bed. That tiredness will help you go to sleep. And then see how it impacts you the next day. How do you avoid the palpitation while taking retatrutide? You don't take retatrutide. This is like crazy to me. Like retatrutide is a non-FDA approved medication that we don't know if it's actually potentially dangerous for your heart. So you don't take retatrutide, especially if it's giving you palpitations. For crying out loud. It's too much excitement has been created about this medication through social media hype. And it's unfortunate because I think people potentially are hurting themselves when they don't need to. So if you're working with us, we'd have you on a much safer stack, like tirzepatide with some powerful fat mobilizing peptides. And we would be making sure that you're losing weight on something much safer. How can you tell that you're getting results from Sloop 332? Because you're dropping fat. You're dropping fat, but a lot of peptides like AOD as well, you're not going to feel. It's not a drug. It's not a medication that gives you like a powerful change that you're going to perceive and notice. So that's just kind of how it is. Yeah, I'm on a VPN right now. I can test that out and see if that works. I'm on my live right now though, so I'll check right after. Hey, Stephanie, glad it's helpful for you. Truck, thank you. I started intermittent fasting and now I'm seeing good results. It works, I try to stress this enough. Let's see. How can you increase protein intake if it's so hard? This is a dosing issue. This is another dosing issue. The two paths are, you put more effort towards protein intake. That's one path. And then the other path is you talk to your doctor about your dose because it's probably too large. We do help women with PCOS. So before I hop off, guys, and get started with my day, I wanted to just remind you, we do service all 50 states. We do have some pretty cool promotions starting with Thanksgiving here and Black Friday. Probably the steepest discounts we're offering all year on our Wolverine and our Clo peptides. So if you guys want to learn more about the peptides, about the discounts that we have coming here for the holidays, shoot us a text message at the 229-441-3562. Let them know that you want to get set up for a free consultation. If you want to work with me, my staff, my coaches, if you want to be set up for success long-term, we are here to help. I'm excited to help you guys through the holidays because I know this is a tough time. And so there's no need to freak out about what's happening right now in the holidays. We got your back. We got you covered, guys. So again, 229-441-3562. You guys have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.